Zainab Adeyemi wasn't just beautiful. She was magnetic. She had the kind of presence that turned heads at Owambas and silenced lecture halls. Born into a devout Muslim family in Ibadan, she was the first child of Alhaji and Alhaja Adeyemi, successful business people who ran a chain of pharmaceutical stores. The Adeyemis weren't just rich. They were respected, traditional, and fiercely protective of their own. Zainab had always done things the right way. First class in biochemistry from UI, NYSC in Abuja. The family had high hopes, preferably a doctor or lawyer husband, someone within their faith with a clean record and, of course, AA genotype. Then came Femi Johnson. They met at a youth development seminar in Abuja. He was speaking on tech and youth innovation. She was there for moral support, dragged by a friend. But Femi's confidence, wit, and smile caught her off guard. After the seminar, he came over, made her laugh, asked for her number with a charming cockiness that dared rejection. She gave it. She didn't even know why. Texting turned into calls. Calls turned into meetups. He wasn't just funny, he was focused. A graduate of Unilag, Femi was already building a fintech startup and had big dreams of relocating abroad after a few rounds of funding. Their religions didn't match, their backgrounds didn't align, but their souls locked in. When they returned to the Southwest after NYSC, they were inseparable. Zainab tried to hide it, but one day her mother saw a picture of Femi on her phone, and all hell broke loose. Christian K? And he's AS too? What exactly do you want to do with your life? They both did the genotype test, hoping it would clear the air. Maybe, just maybe, he was AA. But no, ass and ass. Even the lab technician frowned and said, "Ah, una love go hard like this, oh." Zainab's parents were furious. Her dad summoned her to the sitting room with her uncles. "We did not raise you like this. This one is rebellion. You want to suffer your future children?" She begged. She cried. She quoted medical advancements. Even Femi showed up with printed documents on PGD and IVF. But Alhaji Adeyemi was a hard man. "I've buried 2 cousins from sickle cell. You won't bury your own child under my roof." So they eloped. Not like a movie. They just quietly got married in Lagos through court registry. Only Femi's siblings attended. Zainab didn't speak to her parents for almost a year. It broke her heart. But she believed love was worth it. They rented a small apartment in Surulere, and life began. They were broke, happy, and madly in love. Femi hustled tech contracts, Zainab got a job at a lab, and they lived off dreams. 2 years in, Zainab got pregnant. Joy overflowed. They danced in their tiny kitchen, bought baby clothes from Yaba. Every pain felt worth it. Tolu was born on a rainy Tuesday, light-skinned, bright-eyed, and beautiful. The first few months were bliss. He cried at night, sure, but nothing alarming. Then came a high fever at 9 months, then another at 13 months. By 18 months, it became a pattern. Fever, swollen joints, screaming fits, ER runs. The day they got the official confirmation, SS, Zainab couldn't breathe. The doctor was gentle, explained it softly, but her heart was already in pieces. Femi threw the file against the wall in frustration. They didn't tell anyone. They couldn't. Too much shame, too much "I told you so" waiting back home. Tolu became their entire world. His medication schedule was like clockwork. Folic acid, penicillin. Zainab learned to inject him herself. She quit work. Femi barely slept. Every kobo went into managing his health. Once, during a midnight crisis, there was no blood in the hospital. Femi had to bribe a nurse just to get a transfusion going. The love that brought them together slowly began to dissolve under pressure. They stopped talking, just functioned like two machines keeping a child alive. Sex stopped. Laughter disappeared. Resentment built walls. One day, during a heated argument, Femi screamed, "We were warned! We were warned, but you said love was enough." Zainab stared at him, silent, broken. She had no comeback, only tears. Still, they tried, for Tolu. On his 6th birthday, he asked, "Mummy, will I go to school like the other children someday?" She smiled and said, "Of course, my darling." Then went into the bathroom and wept into a towel. By age 7, he had become thin and frail. His bones were weak. He couldn't walk long distances. He loved cartoons. He used to say he wanted to be a doctor so he can fix other children like him. Zainab began to have nightmares, dreams where she was buried in tiny coffins. Then came the 8th birthday. They threw him a small party, just them and a neighbor's daughter. He smiled, blew candles, and whispered, "Thank you, Mummy." The next morning, he couldn't breathe. His oxygen level dropped. The hospital said to bring him immediately. Femi drove like a madman. Zainab held him in the back seat, whispering, "Tolu, stay with me. Stay with Mummy." He died before they reached the hospital. Zainab screamed till she collapsed. The hospital staff tried to console her. Femi just sat outside the ER, crying like a child. They buried him the next day. No ceremony, no announcements. Femi left home for 2 weeks. When he returned, he said, "I'm leaving." She didn't stop him. He relocated to Canada a year later, rebuilt his life, married an AA woman, has 2 healthy kids now. Zainab moved back home. Her father embraced her without a word. Her mother wouldn't stop crying. Years passed. She didn't remarry. She started volunteering at sickle cell foundations, speaking at awareness events, telling her story. "Love is beautiful," she says, "but it cannot override biology. Don't let your feelings put a child in lifelong pain. Don't let pride cost you everything." Every year, on Tolu's birthday, Femi still texts, just 5 words. He would have been 14